Kairos on to Cape Town's ready. We stitch the stories, joy and pain. Fabric of nations, bold and true. Woven in gold in every hue. Threads of union, hearts aligned. Across the borders, we redefine. Walk the rhythm, wear the pride. Africa rising side by side. Braids of culture, roots so deep. Drums of history, never seen. Unity sown in every seam. A continental but dream redeemed. Let the runway go on. Let the garment speak, not just fame. From our side to Lagos fame. We are one, no need to take. Let the runway go on. Let the government speak, not just fame. From our side to Lagos fame. We are one, no need to take. Threads of union, bold and free. Draped in strength and dignity. Step by step, the world will see Africa. Union, bold and free. Draped in strength and dignity. Step by step, the world will see Africa soul in harmony. One thread, one dream, one Africa. What? From Kairos on to Cape Town's ready. We stitch the stories, joy and pain. Fabric of nations, bold and true. Yeah. Woven in gold in every hue. Threads of union, hearts aligned. Across the borders, we redefine. Walk the rhythm, wear the pride. Africa rising side by side. Braids of culture, roots so deep. Drums of history, never seen. Unity sown in every seam. A continental but dream redeemed. Let the runway go on. Let the garment speak, not just fame. From our side to Lagos fame. We are one, no need to take. Let the runway go on. Let the government speak, not just fame. From our side to Lagos fame. We are one, no need to take. Threads of union, bold and free. Draped in strength and dignity. Step by step, the world will see Africa soul in harmony. Threads of union, bold and free. Draped in strength and dignity. Step by step, the world will see Africa soul in harmony. One thread, one dream, one Africa. What? Whoa. From Kairos on to Cape Town's ready. We stitch the stories, joy and pain.
Come on, share the broadcast tonight as we will be discussing on a very interesting subject tonight as we look at Zambia Decides. This is your friend and brother, Dr. E.J. Nkhoma, and I'll be joined by my guest tonight. Well, Zambia, just about 7 months to go. Today we can confidently say 7 months to go before ukufuatika po, before tuatira nivani tualavika. Zambia, are you ready? This time we know that Zambia decides. Many questions are rising among our people. Many questions, and everybody is trying to say, what is it that the Zambian people are going to see? The nations are looking at Zambia. All eyes on Zambia? Will we conduct a peaceful election? Will we have a democratically free and fair elections? Tonight, we are discussing a very important subject. And I want to say this quickly, that on our subject tonight, we wish to bring to us what is the role of the young people in politics. And I want to say this quickly, that most of the time we realize that young people are left out. No. Are they really left out? Or young people are saying they don't have anything to do with issues of politics, issues of governance, and they are saying maybe they just want to see the nation go. But remember, the people who fought for the independence of Zambia were young people. I've always said that the oldest man in the first cabinet of the First Republic was Simon Mwansaka Pwepwe at the age of 42. He was the oldest man. But today, how many young people are in the cabinet of President Hakainde Hichilema? Well, he has said that after the enactment of Bill 7, we shall see young people. But did it really have to go to Parliament to see young people included? I believe it was still the prerogative of President Hakainde Hichilema to have appointed. I believe he would still have appointed young people without Bill 7. And we have also seen that Bill 7 has passed, so now we are at another level. There was also an issue of delimitation. Let's increase the number of members of parliament. I've always said this, that did we really need to increase the numbers of members of parliament? Well, why should we increase the elite? So tonight, on our discussion, I've got one of the young men, a great gentleman that I've gotten to respect and love. Man, we still have got brains among young people who can participate in the democratic dispensation of our nation, Zambia. I've got somebody here who I respect, and he's not just a political conscious young man, but this is a young man that is passionate to see Zambia emancipate. So, ladies and gentlemen, share the broadcast, share the page, follow, like, and share. Follow, like, and share. Follow, like, and share. Invite somebody so that we can discuss. On this program, Zambia Decide, we are here to make sure that Zambians are informed and they take informed decisions. Specifically on the 13th of August, 2026, we want to make sure that Zambians take a informed decision. And also on this program tonight, you can participate via calling on a WhatsApp line, which is out there, 0956043 You can participate. We want to hear from you wherever you are, in Zambia, in the diaspora, and everybody. If we are saying so that we can see Zambia move forward. Therefore, tonight, let me welcome. This is no other than Micheal Mulusa. Mulusa, good evening, and how are you doing?
Good evening, Doc. I'm humbled to be here. I'm good, thank you. And how are you doing?
Well. I'm doing very well. I'm excited to see you are looking fresh. And I hope that you've got fresh ideas, You know, I've always enjoyed your writing, and you really write. Tell me a little bit more. Somebody may be asking out there, who is Micheal Mulusa?
Thank you very much, Doc. Again, it's a great pleasure, and I take it with great humility to be on this platform. I've been following, and you've hosted renowned leaders of our country who have done great things. For those that may not know, my name is Micheal Mulusa. I am simply a voice, and through my purpose of being a voice, I've decided to voice out and speak out on issues arising to our nation. So for those that may not know, I've got a film and journalism background, and I am also an author. I've authored about 3 books, and hopefully with my experience in politics that I'm about to gain, I can write another book about our great story of Zambia, and hopefully take the Zambian story to greater heights. So in a nutshell, Micheal is a voice, not a voice of the voiceless, not a voice of the youth, just a voice and echoing a message that needs to be heard. And right now, the main message that needs to be heard is Zambia right now, especially as we head to our general elections this August.
Yes, Micheal, I want to go dive into the young people. And as Zambia decides, it will be very important for you to share with us, what do you feel? What is the preparedness of the youths to vote? Let me tell you why. Because in 2021, young people woke up on the 12th of August. Others woke up at 02, others woke up at 04, and went straight to queue on different lines to see change come to Zambia. How prepared are the young people this time in terms of waking up to queue to vote? From the interaction of the young people that you're working with, how prepared are the young people?
The young people are very, very prepared. Young people have always been prepared from the time of independence. If you look at the Zambian history, the youths were always part of national affairs from the genesis of Zambia's birth. So when you take it back to 2021, the youths were very eager to vote and exercise the right. Now, what happened disappointed the young people. After voting, the young people assumed that the vote was going to now matter, meaning that things were going to change and lives were going to be better. Unfortunately, that didn't go according to plan. So today, young people have mixed emotions, if I have to be honest. So there's a large portion of us young people are very disappointed of the way the nation has been run for the past couple of 5 years. Our hopes that was ignited by the 2021 general elections, unfortunately, has stalled. So now, how ready are we to vote? We have gone the extra mile and realized that it is not enough to cast a vote and expect somebody else to do the right thing on your behalf. So the youths of today have gone further, not only to cast a vote, but they are equally placing themselves in leadership positions. And not only are they voting, but they also opening up the door to be voted in and participate in the development of our nation.
Mr. Micheal, you are saying that the young people are disappointed. Why should they be disappointed? President Hakainde Hichilema promised jobs to the young people, and he has created jobs. He has employed teachers who were never having opportunities to get to work. President Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND government goes out there to brag, and they'll say, we have created jobs. We have employed teachers. We have employed nurses. We have employed the police. We have employed ZNS. So why should you, the young people, be disappointed in President Hakainde Hichilema when he has provided and produced jobs for young people? He has also said under the UPND government, you know, that they have increased CDF. And these are the two major issues they talk about. So why should you be disappointed when young people have been given jobs and young people have been participating in CDF projects? Why should you, young people, be disappointed?
Doc, first of all, I sympathize with President Hakainde Hichilema. I think out of the 7th president that we've had in this country, he faces one of the most difficult challenges in leadership, is that he's leading a Zambia that is very well informed. So it's very different to the time of Kaunda and the time of Chiluba and Mwanawasa. Unfortunately, the youths of today are awake. Information is at the palm of your fingertips. So when the president says that we have employed teachers, realistically speaking, as young people, we ask ourselves, how many schools has the UPND government built? Now we compare it to the jobs that given. So we ask ourselves the question, who has really employed those teachers? Is it the one that has put them in the system, or is it the one that has built those infrastructures? These teachers that are being employed are not going to teach under a tree. They are going in a classroom. These nurses that have been employed are not going to treat patients under a tree in the bush. No, they are going to state-of-the-art facilities. They are going to clinics. Now, as young people, we ask ourselves a question: how many clinics, how many hospitals has the UPND government built? So I'll leave that to them to answer that question. So now you've employed a mind-blowing record of teachers, nurses. Then the question is, who really created this employment? One. So that's a thing that we as young people are mindful of. Now you must understand, Doc, that we are living in a technological world, in the digital space. Therefore, what we see as opportunity and employment is very different. You can say you've employed teachers and nurses. We are not all teachers and nurses. What have you done for young entrepreneurs? Because we understand that...
Mr. Mulusa, just there, I want you to understand something here. You have said you are all not teachers and you are all not nurses. But President Hakainde Hichilema has also increased issuing of licenses to artisanal mines. He has said, let the young people organize themselves and become artisanal mines and go to Mufumbi and go and dig gold. What are you saying about that?
Doc, I've personally gone to Mfumbwe. I've got videos of me going to Mfumbwe. Okay. First of all, mining is not a cheap endeavor. It's not like opening a katimba. You need tools. You need a conducive environment. So first of all, you also need exposure of knowledge. One, how much is the gold detector? Has it empowered us to buy these gold detectors? Look at the nation. Young people are complaining about load shedding. Where are you going to even start mining gold when you can't even see
load shedding? Load shedding. You have seen that Amalite yari bwera bali myebera ati takwali infura bali myebera ati takwali infura nombe infura nairoka. So Amalite tayaki Amalite.
Doc, did it not rain last season? Did it not rain the other season, 2022? What was the difference? Which power plant has been commissioned in the last 6 months or in the last 3 months for load shedding to end? Which power plant has been commissioned? How has load shedding ended? These are the questions that we ask ourselves as young people, that we are aware that elections are around the corner. Therefore, load shedding has not ended. And we are aware that we are about to enter into total darkness immediately after elections. Now, the question is that if load shedding has ended, what has caused load shedding to end? What has changed between 2024, 2023, 2022? It rained. It rained in the last years. So we are aware that load shedding has not simply ended. It's just that elections are around the corner. And this is why I say I sympathize with President Hakainde Hichilema, and I hope his advisors can tell him that you are leading Zambia at a time when they are very educated, where even a person who has not gone to school is able to understand matters. So these tricks of the dollar going down, what activities are motivating for the have been engaged in for the dollar to drop? What power plant or what activity? What power plant has been commissioned? No power plant has been commissioned. So when you say load shedding has ended, we are able to see how. Have you simply stopped exporting? Have you increased in importation? Is it maybe the conditions set by the IMF? And because the IMF program has come to an end? So these are the questions us young people are speaking about, and we are much aware of. And these are things that you cannot hide from us. Now, you spoke about the increase of CDF. First of all, you see, Doc, I'm a young man. If you had to come to me and say, Michael, you are earning this much per month, hypothetically, let's say you are earning 30,000 kwacha per month. Then, Doc, you come to me and say, Michael, your 30,000 kwacha salary, I will give you 550,000 kwacha per month as salary. Are you building me or are you destroying me? The answer is that you are destroying me. The reason is simple. You have not built me and trained me to handle 500,000 kwacha when I have been handling 30,000 kwacha. So UPND found CDF at 1.6 million kwacha, and they took it to 26 million kwacha. At what growth is that? First of all, the CDF is under the power of the Ward Development Committee. Did you train the minds of the Ward Development Committee to be able to manage 26 million kwacha when they were handling 1.6 million kwacha? Secondly, what they should have done was prepare the minds of the Ward Development Committee, prepare the minds of the Zambians, and say that your CDF, which PF left you on, is at 1.6 million. Our goal as government is to take CDF to 40 million by the year 2026. Therefore, we will grow CDF per annum at this amount. So, for example, if they said 2022, CDF will be 10 million kwacha. What development committee? Dear Zambians, youths, prepare yourself for 2023. CDF will be at 20 million kwacha. Inform the Ward Development Committee that in 2023, it will be at 30. By 2025, 2026, we hope to take it at 40 million kwacha. First of all, you create a graph or a trajectory of growth. Secondly, you train the Ward Development Committee. Now, what you have done is that you have simply removed powers from the district commissioner's office and brought it to the Ward Development Committee's office. What you have done now is that you have brought inconsistent development. This is why today I asked UPND a question that with all this increase of CDF, where are the results? The reason why the results are not able to show forth is simply because there isn't tangible results to show forth. Because what the Ward Development Committee in Mandevu is doing with CDF or whatever they are building, Material Constituency, which is next to it, is destroying using the same CDF. Ward Development Committee is not under central government. Therefore, there is no consistent national development.
All right, Mr. Mulusa, just pause there as we are interacting with Zambia.
From Cairo Sun to Cape Town's rain, we stitch the stories, joy and pain. Fabric of nations, bold and true.
Well, Zambia, we are having a great time right here with Micheal Mulusa, who is expounding a few things. These are young people that are passionate about Zambia, and he is pushing with fire here. It's hot right here in the studio. But I want you to understand that Michael is not just speaking, he's trying to speak for many other Zambians. There are numbers that are on the screen right now, wherever you are. If you want to be part of the conversation tonight, kindly give us a WhatsApp call, and we will be glad to allow Mr. Micheal Mulusa to respond. I know that he has raised a few things, and he's debating here saying, no, man, the jobs that the UPND are talking about are not real jobs. He is also saying not everybody is a teacher, not everybody is a doctor, not everybody is a nurse. Michael has also spoken about how hard things have been in Mumfumbwe there. He said, I've been there. He's saying, Doc, you were not there. I've been there. Oh, yes, I was not there, Michael. I was not there. You were there. So I cannot argue with you. But I have got a few questions, because Zambia Decides is here to inform the people. It's here to inform the citizens of what is expected of them. Michael, President Hakainde Hichilema has taken a deliberate move by saying they want an increase of youths in parliament. So here is my question to you. Surely, don't you think that's a positive move? But at the same time, you have spoken about the infrastructure of governance when you were expounding on CDF. You have said they were not well prepared to handle such kind of increments and stuff like that. My question to you is, don't you think this time the young people must take advantage and say, let's go to parliament and change things? And what are you guys as young people, what are you doing about it? I want to hear from you, Michael. Yeah, pick it up from there.
Thank you very much, Doc. I'll start with the issue of the Bill 7 of introduction of young people into parliament. It's a step forward, but there's a lot of questions that are left hanging. First of all, I had written a letter to the president, and I'd asked that, look, there are over 37 cabinet positions, which is under the president. How many of those cabinet portfolios went to a youth? 0. There are 10 provincial ministers, which the president appoints. How many of them are youths? 0. There are 116 district commissioners in the country. How many of them are youths? 0. You've got ambassadors. The list can go on, meaning that at the palm of the president, he's got over 300 appointments: diplomatic service, police, human rights commission, directors, etc., etc. Not directors, PSs, permanent secretaries. None of them were youths for the past 4 years. Then you come towards the end of your tenure in office, and then you say that, no, we want youth representation, and we are giving you 12 seats. So the question is, where was this firstly? Why didn't it first reflect in your appointments? 1. 2, is it because now we're going to elections? Now, look at this, right?
We've got a caller right here, and let's allow her to come in. Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Am I through to the program?
Yes, Zambia Decide. You are through to Zambia Decide, and I'm chatting with Mr. Micheal Mulusa. Go ahead, please.
Okay, thank you. I have a question for Mr. Mulusa, but before that, I just want to add something to pertaining to the employment thing that you asked him.
Yes.
I just want to state that for every country that has developed in this world, you cannot rely on governmental jobs as a real development. It's not something you go displaying. We have never seen it or heard it anywhere in any country where a president said, I created jobs, I employed soldiers, I employed nurses. I think it's not even necessary because those are a must. There is no government that will run without teachers, without healthy people. So it's a must thing for every reasonable government. You cannot operate without them because sickness and safety and also knowledge are things that are not an option. We need them in our everyday life. So that's, for me, that's a no. If he likes or if anybody likes, they can employ all the teachers. It will not change anything and it doesn't add to development. What I think that we should do as Zambia to develop is to industrialize our country and add value to our minerals. That's what will empower the youths and that's what will provide real employment. Without that, we cannot boast of anything. And unfortunately, we have not seen any industry in President Hakainde Hichilema's reign. And also, the question that I would like to pose to Mr. Mulusa is, he's mentioned that as youths, they are looking forward to go to parliament and they would like to stand and be voted in so that they are part and parcel of policies and laws that are enacted in Zambia. Going forward with everything that the ECZ is doing, and they are saying that they don't want anybody to protect the votes. They don't want anybody to remain at the polling station after they vote. They have to go home. They have enacted new laws that they enforce, things that we have never seen before. I would like to find out from him what measures they are putting in place to ensure that their results are not manipulated or their wins are not stolen. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for that call, and I appreciate it so much. All right, Mr. Mulusa, there you have it. Somebody has just concurred with you in line with job creation. Is saying not everybody can be employed on that, and he has also said that is an ordinary mandate of a government. But he's also asking you guys, as young people, what are you gonna do to make sure that your votes are protected? I hope you were able to hear very clear as our caller came in. You may respond from there, Mr. Mulusa.
Thank you very much for those questions and the contributions. I want to say that I totally agree that no country develops by government jobs. In fact, if you look at most people who are having government jobs, they are all in debt. Look at their pay slips. They are in debt. And what government jobs actually do is that they just put a burden on the treasury of our budget, because those are paid by taxpayers' money. It's not money coming from thin air. So I do agree with her that we do need industrialization in our country. What are young people going to do about the votes? And I'll be sincere with you, my sister. And the voice sounds familiar, though I didn't get the name. But there's just so much us young people can do. First of all, you must understand that as young people, we have energy. We have the technological tools at our disposal, but we lack experience and we lack financial capacity. And you must understand that to run an election sometimes, it requires, not sometimes, all the time, it requires resources. And this is where us young people are struggling with. Now, what are we going to do with ensuring our votes are secured? First of all, we are going to vote. This thing of that you are hearing that there will be voter apathy, let no one cheat you.
Me, I've got this question. When will you say, you guys, we are going to vote? Yes. I would want to know, are you young people voting the UPND back in government? Or what are you saying as young people? Because me, I want to know. You know, I sit here and I belong to UNIP. I'm a UNIP member. But I sit back and I say, are you guys saying? Are you saying? What are you saying when you say we are going to vote? Are you voting the UPND back so you can change things inside? Because you can also change things inside. I wanted to know. What are you talking
Doc,
about? Yes.
in short, as a young person, you are not yet married, and you propose a young lady, and as you propose to her, getting to know her in this relationship, and you are courting each other, and you
Yeah.
begin to see the red flags. You see red flag 1, red flag 2, red flag 3, red flag 4, and the red flags seem to overweigh the green flags. Then you ask me that, oh, young man, you have quoted this one, you have quoted this one. This one that you are quoting and you have highlighted all these red flags. Is she the one you are going to marry? I wouldn't be very wise to say that, yes, this one with so many red flags is the one that I am going to marry. So in short, when we say we are voting in 2026, we are aware of what the UPND is able to offer, and we are aware of what they are not able to offer. Now, what is the lapse in our decision making is that who else can we look at? Yes, I have seen this lady. Oh, yes, I have seen UPND. But I also want to see someone else so that I can have a conducive, a well-informed decision. So, when are we voting for UPND? If we were voting for UPND, I don't think, like my sister asked the question about ECZ, I don't think ECZ would be doing what they are doing if truly we are really happy with the way things are. So they are very much aware.
I was also thinking that maybe the reason ECZ is saying that is to trying to just safeguard the peace of the nation.
No. If there is somebody from ECZ listening to me, ECZ, you do not need to educate the Zambian people about peaceful elections. Zambian people are a beacon of hope to SADC. They are a beacon of hope to Africa. They are a beacon of hope to the world when it comes to elections. So for you to say, no, you cast your vote, you go home. No, we've done it in 1991. We've done it in 2011. We did it in 2021. Before you were even there in the seat that you're occupying. Today you want to educate us on how to vote. No. Leave us to vote, and we will do what we know how to do. Zambians know how to vote.
Well, Mr. Mulusa, as we begin to wind up our conversation, I want to ask this question, and I ask these questions very direct. I am here to just make sure that Zambians take informed decisions. You are saying maybe you want to vote the UPND out, or you want to change government, but the question is, who are you going to replace the UPND with? You know for sure that the Patriotic Front is in an alliance with the UPND through Chabinga. All right, I always say that. I want to be correct. I have said on this program that the UPND is in an alliance with the Patriotic Front through Chabinga, who goes out and speaks that he's the one with Lugwalo. That's how he calls it, right? So, in this case, the people that are in PF, like most of the members of parliament who were under the Patriotic Front, like you saw during the Bill 7, what did they do? They voted together with the ruling party. That was just a symbol to show you that even the members of parliament that you call opposition members, they are not opposing anything. They are together with the UPND government. So what's wrong with you youths not to be together with the UPND government when your members of parliament are already with them? That's number one. Number two, the opposition are in disarray. We tried to tell them to unite 10 months ago. Myself, you go to the archives, I did a video exactly 12 months ago in February last year. I called upon the opposition to unite, and I told the opposition, as long as they do not stand with one voice, it will not be easy to remove the UPND. I don't think that UPND will give it to them on a silver platter because that we need to change. No. You also had your fellow youth chairperson, the chairperson called Gilbert Liswaniso. He was on television and he even said it will be a criminal offense for UPND to lose power in 2026. So are you thinking UPND is just going to give it in? So in this case, what are you doing? How are the young people involved if they want to see change? How are you young people going to cause change? Because abengi, you know the way they are. Most of those big people that are in front, they are not speaking for you guys. They're speaking for their own stomachs. So how are you making sure that what you want to achieve will be achieved?
Thank you very much, Doc. First of all, let me correct that Mr. Liswaniso and myself, we are not fellow youths. He is far from a youth.
No, he's a senior youth. Maybe he's a senior youth. You know, he's a senior youth.
He's a senior youth. But when you hear his age, he's far from the youthful phase. But you see, I want to tell you something, Doc, which I want to put on record is that one thing, and I'll sympathize with the opposition, is that this thing of the opposition unite. Sincerely speaking, if the power and the responsibility was in the hands of the opposition, unity would have taken place even before President ECAO had passed away. May his soul rest in peace. And this is where UPND have failed, and this is where they have also succeeded. If there is one thing I can commend them for, is that they have successfully killed the opposition in Zambia. That one, I give them a commend, killing the opposition. Now, why have they failed on that as well? You see, governance, the system is created in such a way that in order for it to function, the legislature, the judiciary, and the executive can only function in an environment where there is credible opposition in place. In the absence of opposition, you will fail in delivery in your execution of leading the people, because the system was built to have governance and a credible opposition. This is why I'll take you down history lane. This is why when the late President Mwanawasa's arch rival, Michael Sata, fell ill, and it fell on the ears of President Mwanawasa, Mwanawasa without hesitation ensured that the good health of Michael Sata is restored and evacuated him to South Africa. Now, are you telling me that when Mwanawasa did that, he did that because he loved Sata? No. President Michael Sata was a pain to Mwanawasa. In fact, if it was up to him, down his wishes, he would have wished that Michael Sata had passed away. The reason why he evacuated Michael Sata was to ensure the effectiveness of governance. He says that if Sata dies, then I fail, because I need somebody to keep me in lane. This is why UPND have failed, because instead of what they should have done was keep PF as strong as it was, and it was going to help them perform. And in communicating this with my fellow young people, is that us young people, we look up to each other. This is why you realize that as a young person, when you see a young lady, and if you are the only one eyeing her, you leave her alone. But the moment you realize that five other colleagues of yours are also eyeing that young lady, you also go there and you up your game. If your friend is offering her to do this A, B, and B, this is his manifesto, you are going to give a more powerful manifesto. If you hear that somebody else has done another manifesto, you are going to up your manifesto. So opposition helps in the service of delivery. So when you say that the opposition is dead, what that simply means is that even the government is dead. Because how are you going to know what the people want? So even, I hate to touch on this matter, when government heard that President ECL, may he so rest in peace, was ill, the immediate thing government was supposed to do was to drop everything that they were doing and ensure that he gets the best medical treatment in the fastest time period as possible. Now we are a country without a former president. We have impasse. Now, let's say there was no this impasse, there was a different issue. Let's talk about our relationship with the US, with America. President Donald Trump and President Hakainde Hichilema may not see eye to eye. President Hakainde Hichilema would have called President ECL and said, my brother, may you go and visit Donald Trump there and lobby for us, help us with these visa restrictions, with these things. US aid has been cut short. As a former president, may you go negotiate and things like that. So all these cases, we have no former president. And why don't we have a former president? It was a medical condition which would have been taken care of had it been acted upon very fast. So when there is a lack of opposition, just know that there is a lack of service delivery. So the reason why UPND have failed and have failed terribly is because nobody was there to give them checks and balances. And they thought by killing the people that would give them checks and balances, then it would score them. But that's what caused them to fail. Because what PF would have done is that they would have given them solutions to the electricity problem. One, they would have given them solutions to the high cost of living. They would have given them solutions on the debt issue. The debt restructure was started with ECL.
So are you saying that Chawinga is not doing all that?
No, come on. What influence does Chawinga have?
He is the one who is with the PF. He is the one who is with the PF. You have seen the PF has failed to go to convention because of Chawinga. So when
this
I
is
say
why
Chawinga is there and the PF has failed to go to the convention. So what are you saying? What are you saying? We want to hear from you.
You see, this is why, Doc, I think the UPND needs to understand that Zambians are more intelligent than they think. If really this issue was just about Chawinga and PF, it would have been resolved long ago. We can see the invisible hand in the opposition activity. This thing of saying, no, the PF is disorganized, they are fighting, they can't unite. Are you telling me that fighting is just amongst them? There is an invisible hand which is there and we can all see it. This is why, listen to the voice of Zambians and listen to Zambians carefully. Zambians are saying that you guys just choose anybody. Just choose even a dog, even a fly, pick anybody, and you just point at them and us, we will support that person. What does that mean? Zambians have seen the injustice. Are you aware that PF is not just a political party? PF is a former government. There are families there. There are ordinary citizens. When you touch PF, you have not touched ECL. You have not touched Michael Sata, Given Luwinda, Brian Munduwile, Makebi Zulu. No, you have touched Micheal Mulusa. You have touched Vamake Chite. You have touched Uncle Ben. You have touched the people in the village because it is a web and we are all connected. Haven't you noticed that Zambians are now more concerned about advising the opposition than they are concerned about advising the UPND? Meaning that they don't care, they don't want UPND to do well. What they want is opposition to come in. So
But
this thing of no,
Michael, as you have explained, I've listened to you, and I want to say this as a young man that is very brilliant. I really appreciate you and how you bring out issues. Here is my final question to you. Very simple and straightforward. You, as Michael, what are you doing about this? Because let me tell you something. There will never be another Zambia apart from the Zambia that you have today. And Mulusa, I need to inform you, whether you like it or not, you must remember that in come 2030, you will not be called a youth. We will reject you when you say, I am a youth. We will reject, even me, as I'm speaking to you, I'm a youth. Inside, I feel I am a youth. But when I see I see my children in university and all that, then I realize, you understand what I'm saying? So you need to tell us, Finch Mulech 2026, as young people. I would want to hear from you. I know you have been writing. Some youth abasambirira ife turandira kwa Mkomboni abakwa Kanyama abakwa Mandevu abakuchahisa. We also speak on behalf of abakwa Nakadoli Kitwe. We speak about Kamchanga. We make sure that because it's not everybody that can read your articles. Imwe mweba icheba no mbama youth mulifeba Facebook na pa TikTok. And pa TikTok tabavota. Even the day akuba mukuvota, baka pa TikTok live. But the youths in Kanyama, they will wake up in the morning. The youths in Chaisa, they will wake up in the morning. And they don't know what you are talking about, because for them, that lead to CDF, it's something they are worth of appreciating and go back and say, we are voting. So what are you doing? Bushe, are you planning to contest maybe as a ward councillor or as an MP? Or are you raising advocacy? Or how further beyond what you are doing, what extra mile have you gone?
Thank you very much, Doc, for that. First of all, Doc, I am coming from a political family. What that means is that I know politics, and I know how bad politics is. It was never in my intention to ever join politics, because I have seen people in my family who have gone in politics ahead of me. I have compared their lives in politics and their lives in the corporate world and their lives in the outside world. And I would tell you point blank that their lives in the corporate world in an ordinary position was far much better life than a position in parliament or cabinet. For a young person like me to put the gloves on and also engage in this battle is very sad. Meaning that this is a statement that those that have gone ahead of us have left the work unfinished. And therefore, we have to come and do it. So I am contesting. I've made myself available for the people of Madido Ward. Now, there's also this issue of the Bill 7. So people are advising us that no, go into parliament, no, do this and stuff. But my intentions is to start in my neighborhood. So I am contesting as Madido Ward councillor here. It's a constituency under Chongwe, which is also about to go under delimitation. Furthermore, Doc, I have a network of over, I would like to say, over 70,000 people connected. So to myself, countrywide, whoever I'm supporting, I am also bringing over 70,000 votes from Northwestern Province. I am fortunate enough to come from the Kapijimpanga family. I am a Kapijimpanga. So I am assuring that in Northwestern Province, there will be some votes that will come out there for whoever we seem suitable to vote for. In Madido ward, Madido has over 10,000 voters, close to 15,000 voters. Not all of them will vote for me, but I presume I will get a huge chunk of that. In Eastern Province, I have a couple of people. So that's on my personal capacity, what I'm doing. I'm also influencing fellow youth to also engage in active politics as well. And as a Christian as well, I am also telling Christians that we actually need Christians in leadership, because I think for the past 5 years, the spirituality or the Christianity in Zambia has dropped. And the covenant that Chiluba had made in 1991, it needs to be oiled and it needs to be fueled. Or some Pentecostals would say is that the altar needs to burn. And therefore, we need Christians in leadership. And I am talking to fellow Christians. I also have some colleagues in the diaspora who I am also communicating with and ensuring that we come together as Zambia, because as you likely said, that we only have one Zambia. What will be said of me by my children in the next 10 years? And right now, the candidate that looks favorable, I should put on record, is Brian Munduwire. Brian Munduwire looks very, very attractive to the people. Now, this is not something that, Doc, I'm saying that I'm imposing on you. I receive a phone call from Northwestern Province. They say, Michael, you are making these videos. You are doing these write-ups. But who are you aligned with? I asked them, who do you want to be aligned with? Now, Northwestern Province, for your own information, Doc, is a stronghold for UPND. Today, I'm receiving phone calls and says, no, don't join UPND. They have disappointed us. You support this one. You support this one. I get phone calls from Southern Province and says, no, we've seen your videos. This is the way. So the thing about TikTok that you've mentioned, Doc, I also want to just correct you that in 2011, MMD lost because they neglected the rise of Facebook. In 2021, UPND won and PF lost because they neglected Facebook and Twitter. In 2026, the one who is going to win these elections is going to be the one who is going to dominate on TikTok. The same platform that you are saying that they don't vote. The youths in Kanyama have TikTok. In fact, some of the youths in Kanyama may not be able to read that article on Facebook. But you know what they do? They can be able to scroll and see the video. So during elections, what are we going to do as people? We are going to share the story. In Madido, when elections are going in hand, if there is violence, we are going to capture and post that. This thing of saying you are going to switch off the internet like Uganda, and this is a message that I tell ECZ, as you are preparing these elections, this is not Zimbabwe. This is not Uganda. This is not Uganda. This is Zambia. So in Zambia, we know how to vote and we know how to vote peacefully. Also to assure you that we are also praying. So in all these physical aspects, we are also relying on the hand of God. And the power of God can even use the same ECZ to orchestrate the same laws that will work against them. The same God that we pray and we worship and we rely on, who we have a covenant with. And as far as I'm concerned, that covenant is not broken. The same God can use even the president to pass the Bill 7, which in his own eyes will look like it will favor him. Then it becomes the same architect and the same machinery that actually causes him to lose. So this is a spiritual nation. And this year, elections, let me declare that this 2026 election, 1964, we fought for physical liberation. 2026, it is spiritual liberation.
Wow, 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 wow. Zambia, there you have it. I have just had an interesting discussion tonight with a great young man, so passionate, Micheal Mulusa. He's putting himself up for Madido Ward as the ward councillor. Of course, Micheal comes from a very political family. And he's saying, as a young man, starting from somewhere, and I want to congratulate you, Micheal, that you have decided not to fold your arms, and you have decided not to just be a social media commentator and watch things from the terraces. Starting from just there, it's something we have to commend you for, the boldness and for the courage. And for me to have you today, I want to say thank you so much. And may you continue to speak for the many Zambians. One strong warning from me here. Ngaba misalabu ward chairman obu mwababa ward councillor. Mwikebira abantu bakumadido ward mwasenda to CDF mwabika pocket. Ukweba ati mukale putulo tuma plotu tu ashalako. Kabombereni abantu. Go out there and work for the people of Zambia. This has been your friend and brother, Dr. E.J. Nkhoma. Join me for a great and yet another great and exciting discussion right here on Sunday, 7:30 to 19:30 evening, just for 1 hour. And if you want to call in, please, there are always numbers on the screen. So big ups to Micheal Mulusa and all the best. Have a wonderful night, Zambia. We love you. Salud.